Couple of bats on tower, maybe gets the king tower activation. How did that happen? Was that on purpose? Is Moogie a god? Okay, well, we know he's a god, but like, is he that good? By the way, I hope you guys are enjoying the Bernard Chong Cup as much as I am. Oh, and this is just when it gets better and better. Faust already coming out with bridge spam. And we saw what Faust was able to do with bridge spam against Moogie and how he was able to control the entire game. And not only that, but just put his opponent in awkward situations. What? Are we seeing Graveyard? Ice Golem. That's a card we haven't seen in a long time. Ice Golem, Mortar, Graveyard? I'm still thinking Graveyard. I've never seen Ice Golem and Mortar just by itself. So Moogie's going a little bit off meta here. Well, we're talking about Moogie's understanding the intricacies of his Clash Royale game, and I think this could be a really good play. We're seeing Mortar Graveyard come out from Moogie. His last 3 cards are probably going to be Graveyard and 2 spells. If I had to guess what the spells are going to be, Fireball, Poison, Arrow, Snowball, Bar Barrel, one of the 2 of those 5 cards. And then Faust is going to go with a little bit of bridge spam, no big spell maybe, going with the Battle Ram, going with the E-Barbs as the last 2 cards, could be a thing. Going with Log though, usually there's Bar Barrel in this. I wonder if there's going to be a little bit of a difference. Moogie 2-1. I don't know if Moogie's going to 2-1 here. I'm not super confident. Faust has been playing so well. Faust beat Moogie, or not Moogie, Muhammad Light. Faust has looked in the same class as Moogie and Mo Light today. Like, he looks like a top player. If this was your first time watching Clash Royale, you would look at Faust and be like, oh, is Faust the best player in Clash Royale right now? Is he like the CR world champion? He's been, at least, he's been acting the part. Yeah, so it is going to be the Battle Ram. Battle Ram on the right side, Mortar up high, and the E-Barbs. Wow, big push on this left side. What happened to the Heal Spirit? I heard the Heal Spirit sound. I don't know what happened to it, though. Snowball comes in on the Archer Queen. I don't even think you needed the Snowball, so maybe a little bit of a misplay by Moogie. Okay, I'm liking right now what Faust is doing, but the longer this game goes on, if the last card is Graveyard, how do you defend Graveyard cleanly? There's 2 things that can happen here. So if you go in with a Graveyard, if you're Moogie, Faust can overcommit on defense. If he overcommits on defense, yes, that's going to be a lot of poison value, but can you not get one really good Heal Spirit and potentially just win? If you get a good Heal Spirit, healing up all the units in the poison, being able to deal with that Graveyard, but have a counter push on the one side, but also push the opposite side, that might just be too much for Moogie to handle. Keep an eye out on that. I know that's like a very hypothetical question. I know there's a lot of gears that have to turn perfectly just for this to happen. It might happen right here. Let's watch it. Let's see how he defends. Defends with the Royal Ghost. Defends with the Barbarian Ram up high. Log comes in. That's so much damage. Heal Spirit comes in, but doesn't really give any value. Yeesh. And there it is. That's the first Graveyard. That's the first Graveyard. And I just don't know how Faust is going to... It's going to get harder and harder. There it is. Couple of Magic Archer shots, but you're still so far behind if you're Faust. You need E-Barbs on tower. You need a Battle Ram connection. You need a Bandit on tower. You need an Archer Queen on tower. You need something crazy. Archer Queen ability. Mortar. Ugh, this is getting rough for Faust. Faust is in the pressure cooker. Uses the Heal Spirit up high. Moogie doesn't look like he's going with the Graveyard right now. Maybe with this Dark Prince will go with the Graveyard. Magic Archer is going to be able to get the piercing shots on the Dark Prince on top of the... No. It was shooting the Mortar, but then with the Log, it actually pushed it out of the way. Mortar gets 1 shot on tower. Great. It's over. It's over. It's over. That was a weird Log. I don't know if it would have mattered, but he used the Log that almost put him in a more awkward situation to deal with the Mortar, but then also didn't have the Log to deal with the Graveyard, which is arguably one of his best ways to deal with the Graveyard. So weird Log coming in from Faust, but that might have been a situation where you're like, you know what, just pull the plug. I'm done. I'm done. Moogie, he's playing too well. The card, like if you have people have thought of the whole set spawns where you know exactly it's going to be like a spawn up high, down low, this, that, you could basically know the spawning of the skeletons. That would definitely make defending it easy, but it might make it too easy. So then if you're thinking, okay, well, what else can we do? Can we change the skeleton damage? I don't think you can, because if you change the skeleton damage, then you change so many other cards. You change the Witch, you change the skeleton arm, you change the skeletons, you change the tombstone, so you can't actually change any element, any attribute of the skeleton itself. So then what's the answer? What's the answer? Is it, do you make Graveyard more Elixir? Well, then that removes a lot of great combos like Giant Graveyard. That's going to be a dead archetype. I don't know. I really don't know. Do you reduce the amount of skeletons that spawn? Maybe. Is that going to kill it? I don't know. We already saw that they reduced the first spawn of the skeleton. And did that even do something? It definitely did something. Oh, Faust is going with Golem here. Interesting. So we're seeing Golem at the top and we're seeing Royal Giant at the bottom, both having Skeleton King, but both very, very different. That's very cool because a lot of times you look at the Skeleton King and you look at his ability and it's complementary in certain archetypes. We've seen the Skeleton King being incorporated into so many different archetypes. And I think the reason why is just because of the Tombstone. The Tombstone's a really good complementary piece, especially with the additional skeleton that spawns in every wave. It really can charge up the Skeleton King quickly. Combos really well with the Skeleton Army as well, but I think the Tombstone has been the battery of the Skeleton King, and right now this is a scary push. Skeleton King up high. Night Witch is going to be able to maybe make a couple more bats. Is this that scary? Couple of bats on tower, maybe gets the King Tower activation. How did that happen? Was that on purpose? Is Moogie a god? Okay, well, we know he's a god, but like, is he that good? I didn't even see that. How did he do that? He pulled. I don't even think he pulled though. He pulled. Did he use the Fisherman to pull the Skeleton King close to that's insane. That was, I don't know if that's lucky. That's a game changer. That's going to make every single one of these pushes so much easier. And I think this is already a really solid matchup. This is going to be a really hard defense right now. How do you defend this Royal Giant? What are you going to use? Tombstone? And I don't know, Log. It's so easy. It looks like right now, sack and attack strategy. Tombstone comes in late. Log for the Tombstone? Doesn't even have to. Defensive Skeleton King ability pretty much eliminates that entire Golem. This is a big push. Like Electro Spirit comes in, Fisherman on defense. That should be more than enough, especially with this King Tower activated. These Skeleton King soul spawns, whatever it's, I don't know what's the ability called. I don't know what I know the dashing dash is the Golden Knight. I don't remember what the Skeleton King or the Archer Queen one is. Archer Queen's like invisibility or something, I believe. Yeesh. Okay. Well, Moogie's looking very solid right now. The longer this game goes on, you know, we always talk about decks that do better the longer the game goes on. Graveyard, Lava Hound. I could argue that Golem's probably the #1. I just don't know. How are you going to defend this? How are you going to defend this Royal Giant? How are you going to stop this thing? Log comes in, does get a little bit of damage. Fisherman pulls a Skeleton King Tornado to try to mitigate some of this damage. The Royal Giant gets back on tower. A boom! A boom! A boom! Oh, only got 2 booms. It's all good. Baby Dragon gets a couple of belches on this left side, and just when you just thought you were out of the Royal Giant's demise, another one. Another one. Log comes in, takes out all the skeletons, gonna get a little bit of damage on tower. Isn't back to a tornado yet. Tornado comes in. Is it too little too late? Royal Giant gets the last shot. Bingo! B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O. And Moogie was his name. Oh, well, that seemed easy. It's crazy that Faust has been destroying players today. Faust has looked unbeatable and then just I don't know if it's because Moogie just played so well. Maybe Moogie got the matchups he was looking for. First off, we do have to say Moogie had 2 very good matchups. Moogie did have 2 very good matchups. You cannot deny. The first matchup was a free win. The second matchup with that King Tower activation, I could argue was a free win as well. I think that was a good matchup even without the King Tower activation, though. Having the Hunter, having the Electro Spirit, having the Fireball, having the... You have everything. You have everything. And if you're looking at, okay, how do you fend these Royal Giants? Well, you couldn't. You actually couldn't. So is that just 2 really good matchups? Is this what it is? Is this what Clash Royale is? Matchup Royale? Guys, what's going on right now? What's going on? Why are we not seeing any Golden Knights? That's the question. So Moogie, undefeated, 3-0, is going to play again, I believe, today. He plays 4 games, so we're going to see 1 more game from Moogie. Muhammad Light still plays 2 more games as well. He's going up against Arden next.